Hey guys, it's Jack here and welcome back to the channel and to a look at another new MagSafe battery. I've made a couple of these videos now and my wireless battery of choice has been the Anker MagGo 622. It gives you more charge than Apple's battery, it supports wide output, not just wireless, and it has a handy kickstand you can use to prop up your phone while you're charging. But now Anker has released a new version, the Anker MagGo 633, which packs in all the features of the 622, plus some new ones including double the battery capacity. So I couldn't help but buy it so I can take a look and test it out. I'll be doing some comparisons throughout this video with the smaller MagGo 622 and Apple's MagSafe battery, giving you the pros and cons of each to help you decide which is the right one for you. So first, let's take a look at the design. The 633 borrows some of its design from the 622. It has the same smooth, rounded corners and plastic casing which feels well put together and durable, but it's not quite as sleek and seamless as Apple's MagSafe battery. This time around I went for the interstellar grey colour, but you'll notice how similar both the MagGos look from the magnetic side. But a new addition is you now get two USB ports, an A port on the bottom and a C port on the side, both of which can be used as inputs and outputs, but more on those later. As I mentioned, the 633 now has double the capacity of the 622, coming in at 10,000 mAh versus 5,000, which inevitably means that the 633 is going to be bigger and bulkier, but it's not twice as big physically as you might think. The height and width of both the anchors remains about the same, with the 633 only being about half a centimetre thicker and around 80 grams heavier, which you can feel, with the MagSafe still remaining the thinnest and lightest of all three, with its smaller battery capacity just under 3,000 mAh. With each on the back of my 12 Pro Max, the MagSafe and the 622 definitely feel more comfortable and a lot less noticeable, particularly on this larger phone. I do have quite large hands, so the bulkier 633 isn't too much of a problem for me. But I can feel it for sure, and it does feel heavier on the phone. And on smaller phones like the 12 and the 13, the 633 I think is going to add a lot of bulk to the overall phone, and I don't think that you're going to get this into your pocket while it's on the back. It might be a bit of a struggle. Also, all of these do work with the iPhone minis, but the height of both the MagGo batteries will mean that it hangs off the bottom of the phone, so they're not really ideal for using with the mini iPhone. These are all batteries which magnetically attach to your iPhone 12 or 13 using their MagSafe magnets on the back. And all three of these will auto turn on and begin charging once your phone is attached. Anker has once again used very strong magnets in their battery. The 633 sticks firmly to the back of my 12 Pro Max. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall off. It can spin around though, but that is deliberate, so you can rotate the phone into landscape when using the stand. And as before, all three can be used and charged through MagSafe compatible cases, and can charge things like AirPods, which have a wireless charging case. The MagSafe battery can charge older iPhones with wireless Qi charging, but I can't seem to get this to work for more than a second or two with either of the MagGos. The stand on the MagGo lineup is one of my favourite features. It's a really simple addition, but it's really useful to have when you want to prop your phone up and watch something on a long journey or just do some browsing. But this time around, the stand is a spring-loaded plastic kickstand, instead of the iPad-like folding stand we got with the 622. I'm not sure why this change was made. Perhaps the old stand just couldn't hold the heavier weight of the 633, which is a bit of a shame because I do actually prefer the look and design of the old stand. The new stand is off-center, which I'm not going to lie, it does bug me a bit. It's held down magnetically and pops out thanks to the spring. The plastic does feel a bit thin, but it is actually very sturdy, more so in fact than the 622. If I give the table a shake, you can really see the difference. There's still no adjustability of the angle, but the 633 does lean about a degree or two further back. And I'm still a really big fan of having the stand. It's usable in both portrait and landscape for browsing or watching content, and it's not something which you get on the MagSafe battery. The power button on the 633 has also had a little update. A complaint that some people had with the 622 was that there's no way to turn the battery off and stop charging your phone when, say, you only want to use it as a stand. Well, it seems that Anker has taken this on board, as now you can hold the power button for a couple of seconds to turn it off and stop the charging. Holding the button on the 622 does nothing. It was only used for checking the rough battery level with the LEDs, which you can still do with the 633. There are no buttons on the clean design of the MagSafe, but it does have some unique iOS integration showing you the exact remaining battery percentage in the battery widget when attached to your phone. When it comes to colours, there are 5 options for the 622, 3 for the 633 and still only 1 for the MagSafe. And I really like the pastel colours that Anker has chosen, and it's good to have some options. I'm looking at you, Apple. But as a little update on the 622, I went for the Dolomite White version last time, which I have been using quite a lot. And it has discoloured a little bit around the edges, although it's not actually the plastic which has changed colour, it's the dye from the sling bag that I keep this in, which has rubbed off and managed to stain the plastic. And I just can't seem to clean it off, so if anyone has any cleaning solution tips I can try, then hit me up in the comments. This time around I went for Interstellar Grey, which hopefully will stay cleaner. Both the MagGo batteries have an in and out USB-C port for charging the battery or for charging out to other devices, unlike the MagSafe, which has a lightning port which can only be used to charge the battery itself. On the 622 it's on the bottom, but on the 633 it's now been moved to the side, which I thought was a little bit odd at first, but it's actually pretty useful as it means you can still use the C port while you're using the battery as a stand, which you couldn't before. Either to charge your battery and the phone at the same time through pass-through charging, or to charge your own phone faster using a cable or another device or accessory. Then, as mentioned earlier, there's a new additional port on the bottom, a USB-A port, which is super useful as it means you don't need an adapter for any of your old tech. Each charging method, be it wireless or wired, has a different maximum output wattage, starting with the fastest with up to 20 watts via USB-C, up from 12 on the 622, up to 18 watts via USB-A, and up to 7.5 watts using wireless Qi charging, the same as the 622, and now also Apple's MagSafe Battery, which used to only charge at 5 watts but has recently had a firmware update bumping it up to 7.5. There's no 15 watts of wireless charging with these like you get with some wired MagSafe chargers, and that's because wireless charging from batteries does generate a lot more heat, which could degrade your phone's battery over time. So to try and minimise that, they use lower wattages which charge slower. And even at 7.5 watts, all of these do get noticeably warm to the touch when in use. Personally, it's not something which really worries me, as I'm not using these to charge my phone exclusively every day. I use them when I'm out and about and I just need a little bit of a charge boost. All of these batteries support pass-through charging, meaning the battery can be plugged into the mains to charge itself, with the iPhone placed on top to charge both at the same time. Charging the iPhone at 5 watts with both the MagGo batteries, or at 15 watts with the MagSafe, effectively turning the MagSafe battery into a wired MagSafe charger. And exclusively, the MagSafe battery supports reverse wireless charging, so if you plug the iPhone into the mains and attach the MagSafe will charge itself wirelessly from the iPhone, which is pretty neat. Looking at the watt-hour rating of each battery and comparing that with the watt-hours of each phone, we can roughly work out how many charges you can expect to get for each of these for both wireless and wired charging. But wireless charging is less efficient than wired, and that's important to know when you're looking at wireless batteries like these, just so you know what you're going to get from them. Energy is lost through the heat given off when charging wirelessly, which leads to these being about 50% less efficient than using a wire. Here are some rough estimates I've done, which will depend on your iPhone's battery size, and vary and be lower if, for example, you're using the phone while it charges. Looking at the 13 Pro Max with the largest battery of any iPhone, we can see the MagSafe battery struggles to get even 50% of a charge, sitting at around 0.4 charges. The 622 should get you more at 0.6 charges, and the new 633 with its big battery should get you around 1.1 wireless charges. For wired charging with the MagGo batteries, the number pretty much doubles as it's much more efficient to use a wire. And for any iPhone 12 series owners, all of these numbers will be slightly higher as the 12s have slightly smaller batteries versus the 13s. Now these estimates are also calculated based off of some of the numbers put out by Anker and Apple, but in my testing, the batteries actually fared a little bit better overall. Testing with a 12 Pro Max starting at 10% of charge each time, the MagSafe got me up to 64%, giving 54% of extra charge, and taking about an hour and 19 minutes. The MagGo 622 fared even better, getting up to 83%, and the MagGo 633 gave the most charge as expected, getting up to 100%, and with some juice still left over to charge more. Taking 2 hours and 42 minutes, it had the longest charge time, but that's because it has the biggest capacity of all of them and provided the most extra power. and a wired charge using USB-C took about 1 hour 30 minutes. When it comes to pricing, the MagGo 622 is the most affordable at $60 or £50, followed by the new MagGo 633 at $80 or £70, and lastly the Apple MagSafe at $100 or £1. And yeah, you are paying a premium to have wireless charging with all of these over standard battery banks, but I really like how easy it is to just stick one of these to the back of my phone when I need a charge. Looking at all three batteries, they all have their own pros and cons when it comes to deciding which to buy, but I still think that Anker has the better wireless batteries overall with their MagGo lineup when it comes to features and price. I've been using the MagGo 622 a lot while travelling, but now I am going to be swapping it out for the new 633. It is thicker, but that comes with double the battery capacity, even faster USB-C charging, a more stable kickstand and a whole extra USB port. All still for less than Apple's MagSafe battery. And although the MagSafe does have some really nice unique features of its own, it doesn't quite make up for the price tag in my opinion, especially when factoring in the smaller amount of charge you'll get from it. I think it really comes down to choosing between the two MagGo batteries. The stands are really nice features for watching films on long journeys while keeping your phone charged. And the USB outputs make them so much more usable for charging other bits of tech with or for charging your phone faster when you need to. The MagGo 622 is still brilliant and I'd still recommend it if you're looking for a slimmer profile battery. But if you're looking for more power, either to charge your iPhone with or to share with other wired accessories on the go, then the 633 is the one to get, if you can get over its bigger size. To check these out for yourself, you can find all their links in the description below. If this video has helped you out, you can let me know by hitting the like button, and if you have any questions, then drop them in the comments below. I recently just crossed over 4,000 subscribers, which is incredible, so thank you to everyone that is supporting the channel. If you'd like to see more tech videos from myself and maybe help me reach 5,000, hit subscribe and the bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.